Oops. Turning down the air conditioning instead of the volume on the radio. Bad. Happy afternoon. Happy Monday. How is everyone today? I have a couple errands to run, so I thought I would bring you guys with me and pop online to talk about a couple interesting newses. One interesting newses anyway. So, I have not been on here lately, first of all, and I apologize for that. But I have been feeling a little under the weather. As you guys know, I was diagnosed with anemia and had a couple other things going on as well. And the medication they gave me, I had a reaction to it. I don't know what I had, but it basically put me down for the weekend. I am back. I still lack energy, but I'm back. I think maybe lacking energy and still having the ability to do things is better than the alternative. Hey, Glenn! Ahoy! How is life up north? It's about to become the time of year when I feel very homesick, so feel free to post pictures of trees and things. I'm just giving it a couple minutes for everybody to get in here, but I guess I could go ahead and get started. But up north is a lot different right now because there's not going to be fairs. I saw that Cuyahoga County Fair was doing a drive-through food truck thing. They only had 10 vendors. But the good news is I watch Cleveland.com has a lot of lives. They do a lot of lives. They've really embraced the social media genre, but most of what they do is on Facebook. From what I can see, they have videos that they post on their YouTube channel, which are really cool. But the one of the reporters for Cleveland.com used to go out and interview people. She did it for so long without having a microphone. Never hear the people she was interviewing. But I noticed last weekend that she finally got a microphone. So kudos to her. And I don't know if she's hearing this. I'm sure she's not ever going to hear this, but it makes all the world of difference when you're interviewing people. So on to Disney. Disney sent out an email today that they are waiving cancellation and change fees that are from Disney through the end of this year. What that means is if you have to cancel or change your trip for whatever reason, normally a resort might charge you a fee. They won't. It has to be a Disney resort though. For changing your tickets, your reservations, anything you need to change or cancel, you don't have to pay a fee through the end of this year. That does not mean that you can cancel, that does not include flights. When you buy a package, you can include flights and a lot of other things in that packages, but those are third-party vendors, if you will. They're just part of the package. So basically you pay Disney and Disney pays them. Unless that third party has canceled, waived their cancel or change fees, you still have to pay those. But as far as anything Disney related that is owned by Disney, you do not have to pay cancellation or change fees through the end of this year. And that is awesome. And I had talked about maybe a week or so ago that Universal was doing that. And I think that's the reason that Disney popped up and said, oh, hey, let's do this. Because Universal, I think, was the first one that did that I saw. And it's a really good plan in this day and age. Nobody wants to book something and then not be able to go for whatever reason and then be out money. And the way the times are right now, waiving all those fees is the only way to go. And I wish airlines would get on board. Does anybody, I'm asking you guys, I need to check and see if there's any airlines that are waiving fees or allowing cancel for any reason. No problem, Amy. I know you're at work. I'm off work at the moment for an extended time. Oh, good news on the work front is they put me back into tech support instead of retail. So I don't know how long that's going to happen for, because with them, you never know. But at least I know that when I do go back to work, I don't have to go directly into retail unless they move me again before I go back. I'm just waiting on them to process everything before I can go back. Ugh. But in the meantime, I'm working on, now that I'm feeling better. So that's the horrible part, is I've had time off from work, but I haven't been feeling well. So I haven't been able to get all the stuff accomplished that I had planned on doing. Oh, Mama moved back in there. Mama Bath and Body had moved out of there. I didn't realize they had moved back in there. We're stopping by the post office and then running into town to accomplish something. I'm going to go ahead and leave the stream up while I'm at the post office, because I'm just going to run in really quick. And I should still be able to talk to you guys, even though the video might be set on something. What are we doing here? This is the busiest tiny post office I have ever seen. A lot of people will come out of their ways to go here because they're so much better than the other post office. Oh, cool. Flight sim. Yeah, I saw too. What do you guys think about Fortnite's Epic Games suing Apple and Google for taking their games, for not allowing them to have in-app purchasing? Apple doesn't allow any in-app purchasing. That's we get a lot of calls for that. People not being able to buy a book in the app because Apple's disabled in-app purchasing. They want you to go through them, whereas they take 35%. And they tout it as a security feature, which, in my mind, if you're stupid enough to download something that's got a virus in it, because it's really not that hard to not do, then you deserve the virus that you get. But yeah, we have PlayStation. I don't play games. I use it to watch TV. I'm not a big gamer. Although I am interested in the Nintendo Switch, because I think that's something I might play with more. There's a squirrel staring at me. But yeah, so Epic basically said F you to Apple and created in-app purchasing. And Apple said F you to Epic and kicked them out of the App Store. I was looking at buying one. What's the difference between the and then to finish that thought, and then Google was like, "Hey, wait a minute. We can do this." And so Google copied Apple. I was looking at the Nintendo. What's the difference between the Lite and the regular Switch? I can't leave that sit out there. Put that up there. Because I was looking at them yesterday. And can you do profiles on them so like two people can play on one? I'm going to leave you guys look at these lovely bushes. There are squirrels out here, and they might come running around out here. And I will be right back, I promise. I am still here, voice-wise, but I might get out of the range. But I'll only be a minute. I have to drop off a box for Garrett, so we can blame Garrett for this excursion. Be right back. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. It's just easier. I just set everything up on like pirate ship and just toss it in there. I tried setting them up to come pick it up, but I live in Decatur's area and they're horrible. They didn't even come. They just like drive right by. I am almost back to the car, guys. Ugh. I'm in the car. Turn the AC on. Keep this. Yeah, we all just got dirty looks because we walked in front of everybody up there. Hey, Shelly. Shelly, when I said hi to you, it thought I was talking to Siri for some reason. Okay, so basically if I want the controllers or don't want the controllers. I think you can add the controllers on later. Okay, we are for some reason hooked up to the car. Guys. Okay, I don't know why I had the phone connected itself to the car. I had that turned off. Okay, we have an envelope inside of an envelope. And bills, not bills. Okay, guys, more errands. And everybody be careful when you say hey to Shelly because the iPhone doesn't like it. The woman in the iPhone gets jealous and tries to take over everything. But yeah, we went in there. A couple of us already had our labels printed out and on the boxes, and we walked past everybody standing in line and just sat everything up on the counter. Everybody's giving us eyeballs. This little area back here is called the Rail Arts District. Noah! Welcome, Noah. And I saw a post somewhere that they were renting out office space, I think in one of these buildings, which I would love to do one day, but I don't have the money for that. To have a studio. There's a butcher shop here to my left, Pine Street Market. A little pricey for me, but they have good stuff. I'm used to living in an area where it's cheaper to go to the butcher shop than it is to go to the supermarket. It's cheaper and you get better quality. Here it's better qualities, but it's expensive. And they are putting all that into available office space. It used to be a warehouse. I think they went under. It was a construction warehouse. I think they went under shortly after COVID. That pho place over there, Vietlana, is the best. They made their own noodles. They had a lot of growing pains when they first opened, and the only thing I like there is the pho, but it is very, very good. It's a building for sale back there. Interesting. Ooh, the barbecue place is open. Maybe I will stop there on the way back and get some to go. So I need to find some things for him to take to work to eat. So for anyone who is just now coming in and missed it, Disney is waiving all cancel and change fees through the end of the year for any reason. But it has to be Disney. It cannot be a third party. Like if you have a package, the Disney portions will waive their fees, but the airlines are not going to waive their fees unless they have a separate plan in place. But I bought season tickets for Six Flags because it was a really good deal, and I'm very much regretting it, but I can't cancel it. It was a good deal, even if you couldn't go for the first couple months. But I found out that they don't allow you to bring a gimbal inside or do a lot of other things, and they're very limited. Which I did not know before. Not allow people to come in there and show off the park. And so it's on the other side of town. We don't go out there. There's other things we'd rather do. Have passes to, like the zoo. So we were just going to cancel, but they won't let me cancel. I can pause it, so I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think it's Universal Celebrations. Yeah, it's Universal. Because Six Flags hasn't announced yet. Disney's was canceled. Universal still has theirs planned to go on over to Perimeter Mall because that's where we have the Disney store and the box lunch and all that stuff. But I have not really felt up to driving over there, unfortunately. But I will get us over there soon, maybe next week. Or later this week, I mean. It was last week I was going to go out there and I didn't feel like it. Oh my gosh, my days are all going together. Sean! Welcome, Sean! Yeah, Danny from Two Real Geeks was telling me about it, and then I asked a couple other people just to verify, because I'm stubborn that way. I never take one person's word for anything. One person could tell me the sky is blue, and unless I can see it for myself, I'm gonna have to ask like 5 other people. But yeah, he was telling me that, and I'm like, which explains a lot. Apparently, because they made media for Six Flags, and what that means is Six Flags will provide them with footage to use, but they still can't take, even though they're media, they still can't take their gimbal into the park. And I just think that's very short-sighted on Six Flags' part. But it explains why a lot of, whoops, that fell down. It explains why a lot of the videos for Six Flags are so choppy that you see people do. And some people have been able to sneak them in, but I don't want to get down there and sneak my gimbal in and then have to turn around and go back to the car and put it in the car and run the risk of somebody stealing it out of the car. What should I have for lunch, guys? Barbecue? Try the new barbecue place, or I can go somewhere else. I'm not sure yet what I want to have for lunch. Whatever I have for lunch, I have to take extra home so that he can take it to work for lunch. I got to stop and do errands for other people's. This is our new Bank of America. Personally, I cannot stand this bank, and I kicked them to the curb a long time ago. But must run errands for other people. And the positioning of this ATM is very off. Ugh. Sorry about the beeping. I know it's loud. Ugh. This is very loud beeping. Ugh. Beep, beep, beep. Now I get to go pay bills today. You did not. Welcome to the stream, Peanut Butter. Let me get out of the drive-thru here. I actually like Brazilian rice and beans. Feijoada. You know, I want Arby's. We do not have an Arby's near here. And I miss Arby's so much. I have to go either downtown or up to North Jewett Hills. Our biggest adventure today, Sean, is that Disney is waiving change fees and cancel fees through the end of this year. And now I have to figure out what I want to eat. And I need to find something that I can take home. Ooh, I know what I want. How about some Greek? What do we all think about Greek? We're going to go around this way just to give you guys some scenic tour on the way up there. We're going to get Greek, and then I can get a donut while I'm up there, too. But the change fees are only waived, as I was saying earlier, just for those who just joined us, the change fees are only waived for Disney things because Disney cannot waive change fees for other companies. Starbucks is open. That looks good too. Man, I want stuff. I might have should have ate before I left the house. There's a little place here on the right here, with the black awning. So good. A Korean couple owns it, and they what is this moron doing? A Korean couple owns it, and they go to oh wow, they're tearing up that Bank of America. But they have a garden at home, and they bring their garden stuff in, and they make food, and it's good. They have tacos, and they have kimchi fried rice with bulgogi, and I should probably get food from there, but I'm not going to. Yeah, they sent out the email today, Sean. I think they're doing it because Universal did it. I mean, they had to. I figured it was coming. As soon as Universal did it, they had to have. I mean, you look at it, I think Universal's so much more busy right now than Disney, just because it's easier to get in with the reservations. and the cancel for any reason and all that stuff. I mean, nobody wants to give their money, hard-earned money out for something that they might not be able to do. And on Monarch Moments stream last night, Michelle was mentioning that Disney was going to open up reservations for annual pass holders to like Hollywood studios and that a little bit more. I haven't seen any emails on that. But then again, I don't go to the website and look at the website announcements. I just look at the email announcements because they're usually pretty good about emailing us major things before they put them out. Okay. Who wants to bet on the number of almost accidents we see today while we're driving because of stupid people that have apparently failed physics class? And this is our Decatur, Georgia Fire Department. That's a new truck. We just got new trucks. I say we, I'm not actually in the city of Decatur. Water management. Uh-oh. That means there's probably a break under there somewhere. Yeah, there's water over there. They had a break this morning. Water line breaks are very common here, especially in the wintertime. I'm going to let him go. Because that is not a fun driveway to get into at the best of times. I forgot where I was going. I'm going for Greek. Yeah, you get so much when you stay on property at Universal too. It's amazing. No, be careful as long as you're not in them. But yeah, you get so many added benefits, and some of them are curtailed right now because of COVID. Like normally when you stay at a resort at Universal, you can go to any of the other resorts and use their amenities like their pool and restaurants and their arcades and stuff like that. But because of COVID, they've curtailed that for now. They want to cut back on that. Whatever resort you're at is the one that you need to stay at. But good, Noah. But yeah, going through the training at Universal, I was very surprised because I did not know, and I'm going to have to do a stream on this. I did not know all of the things that they offered or even half of what was there. They have 3 parks. They have multiple resorts and they have multiple levels of resorts. And with each level, you get different amenities, of course. They have transportation between the resorts. They have the City Walk area, which is huge and has all kinds of cool stuff. Somebody got, oh, it's trash day. It just amazes me all the stuff that's available for Universal. I'm looking at this like, you know what? I kind of would rather go there than Disney. But, again, with COVID, some of that is curtailed, but still, there's a lot to do there. I think that really, really needs a few days to a week at each park. And that's not even to count what might be off properties. And then you've got SeaWorld. And SeaWorld, I went to look. SeaWorld annual pass is not that much. It's like $100 something. Florida residents can pay monthly on that. It's like $12 a month. It's just crazy. Tonight when I go home, I'm gonna organize some of this and make some better lives instead of just chatting around random things. I bet the prices at Universal are pretty good right now too. I mean, Universal is not stupid. They're doing what they're doing right now with the cancel for any reason, the BOGO. They're stealing a lot of business from Disney right now and basically saying, "Hey, we're here. Look at what we got." Oh, cool. Yeah, I wanna get a SeaWorld pass, but, I mean, it doesn't really I love SeaWorld. I used to go to SeaWorld when I was a kid all the time, and I liked it better than, Disney when I was a kid, just because I was an animal person, I was never a ride person. The thing I liked about well, that's new. I'm gonna sit here and take a look at this. Grand opening. The thing I liked best about Disney were the characters walking around and you could meet all the characters. As a little kid, that was awesome. Um, they don't do that anymore for obvious reasons. I understand why they don't do it anymore, but it changes the dynamics for me because I don't ride rides. Um, I really, really want to ride the Rise of the Resistance though, and the excuse me, the beginning of the Gringotts in Universal, the Harry Potter ride. I'd love to go through and see that, but not actually get on the ride. What am I doing here? Okay, if I'm going to get things, I'm going to need money. We love that Play It Again Sports. I'm gonna go in there and see what they have wandering around in there. I haven't been in Nuts and Berries. That's new. It used to be Rainbow Health Foods for so many years, and I haven't been in there since they bought it out or they opened. Ooh, gluten-free bakery. But where we're going, this is where we bought our beds. Where we're going is Med Grill. Past that is Sarah's Donuts. Ooh, my phone is hot. And Bulgogi. Bulgogi was really good when it first opened, and I think they sold it off because then it wasn't nearly as good. And at the very end is Suno, where you can get bubble tea and stuff like that and shaved ice. And there's some stuff to the other end, but it's not good. So I'm going to keep my phone over here since it's getting hot. Yeah, and I would love to go to Animal Kingdom, and I think that I bought a pass for Stone Mountain Park, but they've got a lot of crazy stuff happening over there. It's just a parking pass, so I'm going to get a pass for the zoo, but the zoo is still working on reservations. I want to get a pass to the aquarium, but the aquarium here is stupid expensive. The zoo pass is like $100 for both of us for the year. We have all this is like there's an apartment complex behind this building that I would love to live in because most of our favorite restaurants are right here. Mediterranean Grill. The owners of that, there's 3 locations, maybe 4 now. I think they opened one over by UGA, but they're from where are they from? What is that country? Morocco. They're from Morocco. They've got really good food. Um, but there's places on the other corners too, and then there's the Publix I go to over there to make everybody dizzy by slinging them around. Yeah, I actually pulled up a video, and I think I'm gonna do this for a bunch of the rides there because I'm the kind of person is I need to know what's gonna happen. And I had a bad experience when I was little of people told me that a ride would not do what it did, and it even as a kid, I'm one of those people that's gonna get angry and get stubborn. So I was not happy. And at that point forward, I refused to go on rides ever again. I would go on It's a Small World, and that was it. which I think in hindsight, my parents were probably happy with that. And then I had a brother-in-law who forced me to go on something else when I was a kid. And it's very traumatic to be forced to do something as a child. I think that you should. I understand, coaching a child to do something, but if a child is terrified of something and you force them to do it, or you lie to them about that, that is major to that child. It's not something that they walk away from, that they leave behind. Special weather statement for Orlando, Florida. Shelly, I have not taken it out yet. I have been ill. But yeah, the cool thing about yeah, I grew up going to Cedar Point too, but I didn't go on rides. I just walked around and did stuff that way. But I mean, I used to know Cedar Point by heart. We went there so often. As soon as you walk in the gates, to the right, you got the lockers, and then you got Demon Drop. I think the lockers were blue at the time. But the cool thing about YouTube is you can find how a ride is before you go on it. Like with Rise of the Resistance, it's kind of hard to tell how much of that is, and I'm not going to put any spoilers out, but it's kind of hard to tell how much of that is light motion tricks, tricks of the eye, tricks of the light, and how much is actual motion. But there's videos out on YouTube that you can pull up and see exactly how it works and how they made it. And they actually took several, and I'm again not giving spoilers, but they took several rides and put them together into that one ride to make that one ride. So they actually took ideas or mechanics from several different rides and used them in that ride. I still can't believe I never heard of Kennywood. Yeah, I have that issue too. Moreover, I have control issues. I can't even ride in a car with someone else driving. And I think that's my biggest issue. That and claustrophobia is my biggest issue with flying. I'm weird. Yeah, I never made it over to Hershey because if we were going to drive that far, we were going to go to Florida because that wasn't really that close for us. That's the funny thing about Ohio is you don't drive places. Like Columbus was so far away, it was 2 hours. Cleveland's like driving the way that people drive here. Cleveland is about 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes from where I grew up. And everybody thought that was so far. I drove 10 minutes up the interstate to the next city north to Akron to work. And everybody's like, oh my God, you work all the way up there? It's 10 minutes away. But then again, I've always been a wanderer or explorer, as long as I can have control of my explorations. Oh, cool. I went to high school in North Canton. Beaver Creek is a pretty area, though. Isn't that Columbiana County? I think Glenn's from up in that area. Sean's down by me now. He's south of me, between me and Disney. So I can stop and pick you guys up on the way. Okay, guys, I need to go get food and then head home. Put my wallet in my pocket. So I'm gonna go order food, and then actually I think instead of a donut, I'm gonna go get a bubble tea. That's a big area, Glenn. I did not say anything about specifics. I don't even know where you are specifically. But what I do know I didn't say. That's all up to you. Have fun with the dishes, Shelly. Can't wait to see the video. Feel free to pop a link to your channel in the chat if you'd like, so people can be on an eyeball for it. They can subscribe and hit the bell button. And also, thank you everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it if you hit the like. Ooh, awesome. I can't wait to see it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the bell button for notifications to when we go live, because contrary to what some people like me to do, I can't message everybody that I'm about to go live. Garrett, that means you, because I know you'll watch this later. You too, Sean. You too, Amy. Thanks, Shelly. Bye, Glenn. No, if you're still here, have a good one. I will see you guys later. You guys be well.